here with your thought for today. So I'm expanding this live. I was posting only on Instagram for the thought for today, and I'm expanding it a little bit further to X, TikTok, and LinkedIn Live and Facebook. So I want to share with you today's thought, which is more related to finding your tribe. And I want to share with you a story that when I was going to college, I was looking for a job as I was graduating, and I ended up finding a job in New York City. And coming from Texas, that's a huge move. It's a bold, um, never done before in my family type of move, not to New York City. We have moved within the family, we've moved to different states, but we typically stay within the small city side. Even if we move to a big city, we tend to stay, on the outskirts of that city. And so moving to New York City was such a huge deal in my family that a lot of preparation was made, and I ended up working there. My first job, which is many, many years ago, um, and I ended up loving it for quite a while. I was young, I was ambitious, I had my group of friends that I hung out with. I loved New York City. It's a magnificent city. I mean, it has anything you could ask for, such good food, places to go, things to do, people to see, and I had my little group there. At some point, though, after several years of being there, and especially after 9/11, I realized that I began to feel as if I were alone. And technically, that doesn't make sense because I had my group of friends that I hung out with. I had, 2 or 3 phone calls a week with my mother. My family, maybe once or twice a month. The rest of my family had old friends there from Texas who also lived there. I had my group of friends from college, which at that point were like 10-year-old friendships. And I had new friends. And yet I found myself in a position where I was feeling alone. And so I began to reevaluate, what's going on here? How can you be in a city filled with millions and millions of people and still feel this way? So I realized that one of the things that was missing was engaging in my spiritual development. And by that, I mean, I was used to a certain schedule as a child, a little bit as when I was in college, and then it completely dropped in New York City. And so I started to revisit some of that and started to engage more in a meditation practice, which helped me so, so much to get grounded, to get real with myself, with my feelings, with my thoughts. And I ended up finding this beautiful meditation community that really rounded out my experience in New York City. And instead of feeling alone, I decided that reaching out was the best way, reaching out to people who had interests like mine. So I ended up not just engaging in meditation practices, but I love flowers. Uh, I love the beauty of flowers. I love gardening. I love everything that has to do with landscaping, beautiful landscapes. So I started taking classes at the botanical gardens, and I met new people there. I was taking landscape architecture classes, which is just another level. It's way beyond just regular gardening. But I was also into gardening. And so all of that put together really helped me develop a more creative spirit, a more mindful spirit, and just reaching out to people who could um, take me out of my element, take me out of my own comfort zone, whatever that was at the time, and bringing me into the present, bringing me into a grounding that I had not had before, ever. Not before, not in college, not in Texas. So this was a brand new experience for me, and I loved it so much that I still do it today. That was about maybe about 25 years ago now, maybe a little bit longer than that. And it's the one thing that I consistently do every single day of my life. So I am asking you to reach out to yourselves. I mainly speak with the immigrant community or those who are wishing to immigrate to the United States. I am an immigration attorney, so a lot of my talks revolve around coming to the United States, thriving here, finding ways to reach out beyond maybe your typical community and reaching out to, I don't know, maybe you're into martial arts, maybe you're into cars, painting, the creative arts in any aspect, singing, music, anything that you might want to engage in, you can do it. And it's available here in the United States. Whether you're new to this country, it would be very wise for you to reach out to the communities that you feel would best round out your development in this country. And it's a general message as well. So not just for the immigrant community, but it will bring forth just a 360 type of accomplishment, a 360 type of engagement with others. Because engaging with others is one of the ways, and studies have shown this, that we live longer when we have true, genuine, trustworthy friendships and we have communities, people in our communities that we can rely on. So that's our thought for today. I thank you very much. If you wish to have an immigration consultation, you can click on this QR code up here, take a picture of it, and it'll take you straight to my calendar. And from there, you can make an appointment. The initial appointment is free. So we understand your case and we try to make an evaluation. And then there will be a second appointment so that we can try to create a plan for you and to try to see what we can do to bring you safely and legally, of course, to the United States. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your attention. I will come back here and I will record this in Spanish.